Hello, my writing friends. Today's live is about the topic you need to be covering in your content right now. And you may notice that need is in all caps and it's got a lot of emphasis when I'm saying it because this is really important. And let me just get right to it and then I'll flesh it out for a bit and tell you why it's so damn important. All right, the topic you need to be covering in your content for your audience right now is the obstacle that is coming up for you in your life or business or both. Boom. That thing that is showing up for you that you're hitting your wall your head against, or that is derailing you, or that has been sapping your energy for the last week or longer, or that's making you spin and spiral in self-doubt and think, what am I thinking? What am I doing? How can I be a leader for people? Like, things are exploding. That experience is what you need to be putting into your content. Now, you don't have to share all the messy details. That's totally up to you. The thing that is the message that your audience needs to hear is the bigger picture. Okay. So it might look like sharing your story and just sharing the details that feel comfortable. You know, we always want to write from the scar, not from the wound, right? To things that we're healed enough about so that we can talk about them in a circumspect way. And it's not just that raw feeling of like, oh my gosh, I feel like jelly and I don't even know how to put words to this in a coherent way, right? So maybe you share your story, but maybe you just zoom out and you're like, what's this principle here? What's this lesson? What is the universe? Why is the universe putting this in my path? What am I meant to be learning? Because I guarantee you that that lesson is something your people are also moving through, have moved through recently, are about to go through. It's going to spark for them. Now, why is this the case? Because even though sometimes this is not convenient, the truth is that as a soul led business owner, providing the amazingly deep, passion fueled service you provide, you are a conduit. You are a mirror. You are called to do the work you do for a reason, for several reasons, probably. It may be because you feel called to heal a past version of you, or you feel called to be the guide and mentor you wish you would have had. That person who just wasn't available, or you didn't know existed, or you didn't know you were allowed to ask for when you were going through your journey. You are regularly picking up on what your audience needs to hear. So, no wonder the universe saw fit to plop this lesson right into your lap. And the lesson might not feel negative. You might be going through something right now and you're like, Megan, I don't know what you're talking about because life is awesome. Beautiful. That is the lesson. What are you witnessing in this moment right now? Like, why are things so deliciously awesome for you in this moment? The lesson does not have, I talked about it as like hitting your head up against something, but let me just reframe it as whatever it is you are going through in the truest part of your soul right now, that is what you need to be sharing with your audience. Oh, good. Oh, yay. I'm so glad that was exactly the insight you needed to hear, Dee. Brilliant. Yeah, this is how it works, right? Like when you share the thing that you're really called to share, people are like, oh, yeah, that's the thing I really needed to hear. Okay. So, from an energetic point of view, this is going to make a massive difference in the content you're creating. Think of this. Instead of going, shit, I have to create content, but I'm currently going through this, whether that's something that feels positive or feels super negative or just feels like super numbing, right? You're like, I need to be creating content for my people, but I'm going through this and it's kind of like taking up all of my focus and bandwidth and energy. No prob. No prob. Because now you get to like take the lessons that you're learning and use those to create your content. So you're already thinking about this. You're already journeying through it. You're already experiencing it. You're already like, why is this happening? What do I do with this? Or like, whoa, this is amazing and I don't know how I brought this about and whoa, I hope it lasts. So you're already really in that space. Write about that. Okay. So this is going to stop splitting your focus and making you feel this. It's such a powerful step because remember or I don't know, remember, but here's the truth where the old paradigm is my life is going on and then I've got to like shellac all over it a business space to put out there to be like everything's great and I'm running a business. I don't know if anybody else grew up watching the Jetsons, but that was the family that lived in the future and they had video phones, which like in the 80s was like this unimaginable, thing, that of course now is we take for granted. But they had video phones and you could basically just put on like your whole face, like with all your makeup and everything looking wonderful to go on the video phone. We're still waiting for that. Like, thank you Zoom for your filters, but like I still want the whole thing you just pick up and put on. You're like, oh, you're wearing your face. And there was a moment where like one character was on a video call and she sneezed and the mask came off. And underneath, she's got like puffy eyes and wrinkles, and it's like looking like death. And that image just so stuck with me as a child. And I think that's so often how we relate to showing up for our business, right? I've got to put on that mask and everything's great. And, like everything is wonderful and perfect. Stepping out of that paradigm is something you're doing every time you make the choice to show up authentically and vulnerably. So when you write the thing you're going through right now, that's also you. Not only is it like just practically speaking, better because you're not splitting your focus, you're also taking this powerful step into saying, I'm showing up with what's going on right now. And yes, curate it. Don't just, throw it out there. Make it interesting for your people, connect it to them, create the lesson, like tell a good story, right? Don't just word vomit and be like, you make sense of it. Curate it, tell an interesting story, but you don't have to put, the fake eyelashes on it. Yes, exactly. Okay. I love that that's what's coming up for you. This happens for so many people. Shit, I need to be creating content, but stuff is happening in my life. Okay. So that is one really powerful reason to do this. The other powerful reason is that I guarantee you this is what your people need to hear, right? Because if you are going through it and you're really connected to your soulmate audience, there's a purpose there. You're getting these lessons because you're a conduit. You're getting these lessons because you're a leader. Leadership is such a beautiful burden. Can I put it that way? You are getting to walk through the mud first. And then you're getting to turn back and go like, all right, guys, watch out. There's a really deep part there, but here's a rope or whatever it is. You're not doing it for the people. They still have to walk through their own mud. But if you've gone through it first, or if you are going through it right now, one of the beautiful writers at the Sacred Storytellers Writing Retreat was talking about like, you only have to be a few steps ahead to be helpful to the person on the path behind you. And I thought that was just so lovely. Shout out, Melinda. Shout out to you. Such a lovely image, but you only have to be a little bit ahead. So as a leader, it's a beautiful burden. Like, oh, okay, I'm in it. You're experiencing it because other people are going to experience it around you. And so you can lend your support to them by saying like, here's my story and here's how I'm working with it. And then give them insights about it, right? So telling your story and going like, wow, I'm so grateful for this tool that I have, which is a tool that I also use with my clients because it's helping me move through it, right? You're giving people the insights to be able to make the shifts. So the most important topic you could possibly be writing about right now is the thing you're going through. Your people need to hear it. This is training you to show up in your authentic self in those moments of discomfort as you're growing, to talk about the things that you really feel called to. That alone has an energy. When you're showing up talking about the thing that you were like, I don't know if I should talk about this, and then you talk about it, your energy of authenticity around that is going to be a beacon for people. So guess what? Even if somebody's reading and they're like, I've never been through a situation like that, doesn't matter. They will still feel your energy of I'm deciding to speak on the thing that's really pulling me, even if I'm still going through it, even if I haven't found a perfect solution, even if it's pretty inconvenient and uncomfortable right now, because what I had intended to be doing this week was X, Y, and Z, and instead I got derailed. Maybe it's something like somebody rear-ended me, and now like I have to spend the week getting my car fixed and talking to insurance. It could be an external circumstance like that, or it could be an internal circumstance that is coming up. So here's my challenge and invitation to you. Feel into it. You might know right away. You might be like, oh, okay, Megan, I got something for you. But if it's not immediate, that's totally fine. Get into your body, feel into it. What is the thing? What is the lesson that is showing up for you in your life that you will share with your readers? Commit to it. Leave a comment on this video. What is it that you're going to write about? You don't have to tell us the exact story and all of the details. Just kind of give us a sense of like, what's the lesson that you are committing to sharing, because it is coming up for you in your life. And if you're not already sold on this from the energetics point of view, okay, cool. I'm going to give you one more reason to do this that is extremely practical. You don't have to be like digging through all of your notes and all of your client sessions and wondering, what the heck am I going to create content about? Start cultivating the practice of looking closest in instead of way out there for what you're going to write about. It's going to relieve the pressure of trying to find like, oh, what's that next thing I'm going to share? And I am curious to hear what your experience is, but I would really think that you would write in a much more flow way, because it's something that you are intimately familiar with. You're really clear on the things that are going on around you right now. If you're not exactly sure how to connect it to what you do, that's okay. Give yourself permission to share a post that is about people getting to know you and what's going on for you. Not everything you write and share has to say, oh, and by the way, you can join my program. If you find a way to connect it to your program, awesome. I love it. Connect the dots. Help people see like, whoa, I totally got stuck here. And then like, thank goodness I remembered to use this tool. And then you're like, this is a tool that I love working, on with my clients, but I forget to use it for myself. So I'm glad I remembered, whatever it is. But give yourself permission to just allow this to come through. Oh, okay. Yay, being stuck in the weeds, so much you can write about that today. Brilliant. Okay, that's the final piece. I'm so glad you said that because I totally forgot this, but this is the final piece. When the thing that's happening to you right now is shitty, when it's not like, whoa, amazing stuff's happening and I really want to share this and like ground it and like let people know, have hope because this too can happen for you. When it's like, wow, my car got rear-ended and a client canceled on me and I got in a fight with my partner and my cat peed on me. It's like when all that stuff that is really hard to, or even just as simple as like nothing externally changed in my life, but damn, do I just feel so disconnected. Right? It doesn't have to be an external circumstance. It might be like, whoa, I am just feeling like all my guides have deserted me and the universe's answering machine is like, when you get that like mailbox is full. You have called, the subscriber you have called has a mailbox that is currently full. And you're just like, but I can't even leave a message for the universe so she knows I need her help, right? When you write about that, you transmute the challenge into the lesson. You transform the angst into the awareness. It doesn't mean you're going to automatically feel better. And this is not about trying to rush through the emotions or the very real, like, fuck, kind of places we can get into. But writing about it is going to begin that process of transformation and transmutation where you're like, I choose to ask, what is the lesson in this? I choose to ask, how can this be something that's happening for me instead of something that's happening to me? So in the comments below, write what you are committed to share with your audience. What's the big lesson? What have you been moving through, ecstatic or crumbling? that you can share with your people because it's really going to hit for them, and show them you totally get them. Don't be surprised if you share this post and people start commenting saying, whoa, that's so wild. I've been going through something so similar, or oh my goodness, it's like you read my mind, because yeah, I'm feeling the same way. Because you're tuned into your audience. You're tuned into your audience. And again, for better or for worse, some of the things you're going through and feeling, they may not even all be yours. They may be because you're a leader. And so you're like absorbing, you're the hub, and you're absorbing some of the energies that are around you. And you're not meant to suffer in silence. You're actually meant to then transmute those, turn those back around and say, like, oh, okay, here's how I'm dealing with this. Maybe you want to look at something similar. Okay, and as always, leave your questions, leave your comments, and I will circle back around to answer them. It's all going to be so beautiful. It's all going to be so beautiful. Take good care, drink water, breathe, dance, and as always, I wish you happy writing.